Welcome to Wrestle with Comedy. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Tonight is Cinco de Mayo, May the 5th. 1 year ago tonight, I was actually in Austin, Texas. 1 year ago tonight, May 5th, 2025, I was actually on the Mothership stage in Austin, Texas, Joe Rogan's club, and what a rush that was. And tonight, another historic night. I have one of my brothers, one of my true friends that I met approximately a year ago when he came in for Keeping It Real Comedy. He ended up reaching out from the California state across the country, came in and rocked the house with Keeping It Real Comedy. His name is Cameron Newson. He's known as Cameron DeJuan on the stage. He's a stand-up comedian. He's also an actor. Maria Creasy is his agent. He's worked alongside the greats like Jimmy Shin and Tom Arnold. He's been in the Shout-Out LA newspaper. Born in Texas, but chasing his dream, relocated in the California state. Cameron DeJuan is here tonight, folks, live on Wrestling with Comedy. This is part 1 of 2, episode number 23. He's got a big show coming up Wednesday, May the 13th. He's flying out to Forest Park, Georgia. Let's welcome Cameron DeJuan. Brother, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here, Joel.
Yeah.
Hey, how y'all doing, everybody?
Yeah, man. This comedian that you have here tonight is a special treat for everyone here. He is an upstart in stand-up comedy. He's also an actor, like we had said from the intro. Cameron DeJuan has been working with some of the greats in Los Angeles, California. He's also traveled around the country. He's chasing his dream, what we call for real, and what we say is he's not playing. His name is Cameron DeJuan, and really, what a great guy. Personally, I've got to know him over the last year. He started up with Keeping It Real Comedy on April 23rd, 2025. Feature comedian, rocked the house, killed it, crushed it, took the roof off, came back August 21st. Again, killed it, crushed it with Keeping It Real Comedy in the state of Cranston, Rhode Island. He's been all around California. He's been in South Carolina, Manchester, New Hampshire. We spoke about Cranston, Rhode Island. He's been to North Bergen, New Jersey. He's also hit the stage in Las Vegas, Nevada. Cameron, when did you start? What was your first night on the stage? Can you tell us when and where and for who?
Yeah, so my first night, it was out in Bakersfield, California. Prior to that, I was telling my brother I really wanted to do stand-up. I was afraid to do it. And I went to a Kevin Hart show, and I watched how he performed and everything like that at the historic Foxtail Theater. And just watching him do it, I'm like, his jokes are simple. Like, it's like, talk about his life and everything like that. And I just started, like, thinking about what I went through in my life and stuff like that. And then I looked for a local club and went to the World Comedy Club. Shout out to Nathaniel Webb, the club owner of that club in Bakersfield. And I went to an open mic. I sat there and I was just watching the guys go up there. They gave us like, I think 3 to 5 minutes. And I'm just watching. I'm like, man, I can't be no worse than these guys. Like, if I suck, I'll blend in, you know? And so I wrote some material down, went up there and tried it out, you know? And here I am today, 4 years later.
That's great. That's great. And you know what? So 4 years in. So the year was, you had mentioned the year you had started was 2022?
Mm-hmm.
2022, yep. You broke in on the big stage out there in California. Now, you were born in Texas, Cameron. What part of Texas, and when did you relocate?
I was born in Dallas, Texas, and I relocated during COVID. It was I always wanted to move to California, and when COVID happened, and we were getting like the unemployment checks with the Trump checks and everything like that, I'm like, this might be my opportunity. So I called some of my buddies from Atlanta. They flew to Texas, and I told my parents the day of that I was moving to LA. And I sat down with them. I said, Mom, Dad, Nana, I'm moving to California. They were, oh, okay, cool. When y'all moving? Today. They were like, what?
Wow.
And so I packed up my car, and me and my buddy, we drove to LA. And when I got here, I was like, damn, now what the hell do I do? So, you know, I was by myself in a whole other state, 2,000 miles away from my family. And I just kind of like, with the grace of God, just figured it out, you know?
With the grace of God, that's right, amen. That's right. Mm-hmm. And, you know, the thing is this is, you know, for someone like you, we talk about it. It's there's all different players in the game, so to speak. And when I say the game, I mean stand-up comedy business, the entertainment field. And you're one of the players, so to speak, that's really not playing. I mean, you're traveling. When you actually reached out to me for a spot in Keeping It Real Comedy, you remember way back then, and it was before April, so it was earlier 2025 when the promotion was getting put together. But you got booked for that April show in Cranston, Rhode Island on April 23rd. You came in as a feature, and we took a shot, and I just knew as soon as I met you, I said, geez, this guy's got the vibe. He's going places, and I'm glad and blessed to be able to have made a friend. And tonight you're sharing a lot of knowledge with a lot of the people that are coming up, and the young comedians that are coming up. And you're actually, let's talk about it. You've been a comedian as far as I've heard since you were a child, and Maria Creasy is your agent. Tell us about that, Cameron. You've been an actor. I know I've seen some photos of you on the acting scene. You're so good at what you do. People thought you were a real doctor at one time.
Yeah. So it was just a costume, but I appreciate it. No, so I was a child actor at, I want to say around like 3 or 4. And my Nana, she's the one that put me into it. So back in the day, she saw a commercial where I could like get submitted to a pageant. And she was like, I think Cam can do that. So she gave her last check, submitted me into the pageant. And with my act, I won. And what happens is when you win the pageant, you get an agent. And so that's how I got my agent. And I was doing commercials from then and there. I think I did like 10 or so commercials, some being McDonald's, GM Goodrich, something like that. Kraft, which I did with my uncle. And I did a couple others as well. And I was almost going to be put on the Martin show. I got picked, but I couldn't make the audition because we were headed to Florida for my dad's job. So I didn't get the chance to meet Martin. And hence why I like Martin is one of my favorite actors and comedians too. So. And
who was that again, Martin? Can you tell us who that is?
Martin Lawrence.
Oh, Martin Lawrence. So you were trying to get on that show, but you had done commercials with the big food chain McDonald's, and you were and this was you were 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, and your Nana took her last check and said, I know Cam can do this. That is a great story, brother. I didn't even know that about you, man. You're a freaking good guy, man. This is Cameron DeJuan. If you're just joining us, Cameron DeJuan, right from the Los Angeles, California area. He's 4 hours difference. It's right around a little past 4 p.m. out there. We're a little past 7 p.m. on Eastern Time. He's here live on Wrestling with Comedy. Don't be sad. Don't be upset. It's only part 1 of 2. He'll be back in June, but this is part 1, and we're coming in strong, and it's big. And we got people talking right now. We got D stand up here saying, hello, I'm listening. Hello, Cameron. Any advice? She wants to ask you a question. Any advice on traveling? I've been doing Boston for a few years. What is a manager and agent, and should I reach out to clubs themselves? That's a question to you.
Okay, so to be completely transparent, the only reason I'm able to travel, I got connects, and it's not my agents, not my anybody like that. My brother and my mom work for American Airlines, so I kind of use that to my advantage. But for you, I would say it can be very expensive. I'm not gonna lie. I can't really. I don't know your financial situation on there, but as far as like reaching out to like bookers or agents and everything like that, just hop on an email and go on LinkedIn and stuff like that, and like express some interest and stuff like that. That's the only thing I can really say. So,
yeah, man, and that's the truth, because let's be honest, you and I are almost right on the same. I mean, I started November 1st, 2022, and stand up on an open mic show, and I'm going on to 4 years. This come up in November, so you and I started at the same time. And really, what we're doing is we're not making money, brother. We're losing money. We're just trying to lose as less money as we can.
It's an investment.
It's an investment, man. I mean, you might make $50 for a show, but you spent $200 to get there. Cameron, I got a show. I got this here. This is April 24. I want to show this. This is a poster here that I took. I know you can't see it right now. You'll be able to see it. The viewers can see it. There's Cameron DeJuan. He was the feature, and this is Keeping It Real Comedy, April 24th. It was the first night that I met him in person, straight out of L.A. Feature comedian Cameron DeJuan. Somebody named JoelDavis, a real deal JoelDavis, was the headliner. Don't know how the hell he got that spot. And then Naomi Green was the host. Remember Naomi Green, the hype hostess? And Jack Lombardo was one of the openers. And also, how about Jim Biggie Smalls, rest in peace?
Rest in peace.
Jim Biggie, I got goosebumps on that. Jim Biggie Smalls, you got to meet him, and everyone killed it. What a show that was right there. And then you came back in August. August 24th, we're showing that poster. It was hosted by Jack Lombardo. Cameron. Jack Lombardo came back. And Big Jack said hello to you, by the way. Cameron DeJuan with his arms crossed. He means business. He's a feature again. The headliner, the real deal, JoeDavis. We also had, who did we have here that night? We had Mr. V. The very popular Mr. V. And also Dennis Mall was on that show that night. Dennis Mall. Yeah. So what? The great 2 shows, and you came in, and you meant business. You made a name for yourself in Rhode Island. You're very popular out this way. Keeping It Real Comedy is looking to bring more shows back in the year 2026, and listeners and viewers, don't be a fool and think that we're not coming back, because if you do, you're going to lose your last dollar if you're betting. So we are coming back, and Cameron DeJuan, I'm sure, is going to be coming back, because we talk on a regular basis, and it's not easy to have true friends in stand-up comedy. We talked about that before. Let's talk about this, Cameron. I'm looking at this, my brother. Universal Bar and Grill. You worked out there in Hollywood, California back in February. Can you tell us about that?
Universal Bar and Grill. I think the gentleman's name was, I got his name wrote down. It was Chris. So I got his information when I was out in South Carolina. The booker out there found out California, where I was coming from. He was like, hit up Chris, and he'll put you on the show and everything like that. And I was fortunate enough to be on the show with him. And every now and then he hits me up for a feature spot. And so we got a good relationship and everything like that. And so every now and then, if I'm in the area, I pop in, work on some new material and stuff like that. So, well,
that's it, Cameron. You're really a modest guy. You're a gentleman. You got a great upbringing. You're very close with your nana and your family, and that says a lot. And you give a handshake like a man. It's not a limp wrist handshake. And don't let anybody fool you out there. If somebody shakes your hand, if a man shakes your hand, a man shakes a man's hand, and it's a limp wrist. If the wrist's a little limp, it means only one or two things. One, that he's plastic, or two, he may be, a little sweet. It's one or the other. There ain't nothing in between if you don't give a string. So if you're plastic, I really don't want to do business with you. But this man gives a firm handshake. He comes in, he appreciates the opportunities, and you've had some opportunities. Let's talk about it. The Comedy Chateau Festival. Cameron DeJuan, tell us about that. How'd you do on that one?
I did pretty good. So it was a 2-night festival, actually 3. So I came out there, I booked a hotel out there. And
now you say out there, where was that, brother?
So it was in, I forgot, on the other side of LA. So it was pretty far from where I live. And so it required me to stay out there. So I went there, and then the first night we had like a red carpet. So they had a red carpet event, everything like that. I met up with all the comedians performing for the whole week. And I had 2 nights of performing, and just brought the house down, and I got a relationship with them, and it's been a treat. And so, yeah. Yeah,
man. So you just keep on getting your experience. It's Cameron DeJuan tonight, live on Wrestling with Comedy Podcast, episode 23. It's part 1 of 2. Cameron DeJuan here, and it is live, folks. And the people are just coming in left and right. Look at the numbers jump. You're a popular entertainer and a popular person in general, Cameron. And just don't ever change, brother, because you're going places. Now I got to ask you this. This is kind of hilarious. You told me a story. We're talking about open mics and small audiences, and you and I were talking one time when you did a show up this way, and you had said, you said, Joel, I did a show and there was only 2 people. It was just a married couple. Can you tell me about that? The audience was just was this a private show? Sounds kind of strange, brother.
No, just nobody showed up, and so I was like, and I called my buddy, and I had a few drinks. I was like, man, I ain't finna do this shit. He was like, bro, just get up there. So I just threw my whole set out the window, and I just started talking to them about like relationship advices and, just a lot of explicit stuff, and just turned into like a 10-minute bit out of nothing, And so it kind of opened up some a new muscle for me to like to create on the fly.
And where was that, brother? What state was that?
This was in California.
California.
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. You go ahead. Tell me.
Yeah, it was like on a Tuesday night and stuff like that. So yeah, they only showed up and there was a couple people in the back like playing pool and at the bar. So it wasn't even a show. It was just like they had a stage and a mic, just get up there. So I just used it to work on some new stuff. So.
Yeah, man. And, anybody out there, any stand-up comedians out there, that are starting up, Cameron and I are both hitting our 4-year mark in stand-up comedy. We both travel. Cameron has been, right across the country. He's got no shame in his game, so to speak. I mean, he's traveling around. He's what you call a real player in the game in stand-up comedy. He's going somewhere. My prediction is by the end of the year 2026, Cameron's going to break out and get a break, and you're going to see him everywhere. And that's my prediction. The Real Deal Joel Davis is making that prediction. And just a reminder to everybody, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit like on the video here tonight, the YouTube live Wrestling with Comedy. Cameron and I would love to see those likes and comments and any questions. And, we really do appreciate it. And the channel, we do appreciate a subscription to keep these live podcasts coming in. Wrestling with Comedy every Tuesday and Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm your host, The Real Deal Joel Davis, former pro wrestler, MMA fighter, promoter, podcaster, stand-up comedian, and also, believe it or not, I was a motivational speaker, but I got fired. That's funny. Comedy After Dark, the C3 Lounge, Las Vegas, Nevada. Can you tell us about it? You're out there in Sin City.
Yeah, so I got hit up by the guy. I cannot think of his name. I was performing with him one time, and so he DM'd me. He was like, "Hey, you ever thought about being a feature on my show?" And so it was great because I actually had to go to Georgia the day before. The day after that, and so I went there. It was like a bar and grill. Not that many people showed up. It was like maybe 25, 30 people or whatever, and I just worked on some new material. Here's the thing: like, whenever I work I go into like a small like club or venue or a show, or whatever. I just look at it as like a gym and just work on some new stuff, And it was pretty cool. Just did my little set, then I headed to the airport. And I was on my way to Georgia at the time, so.
Right on, and that's it. And you're a man with the plan. The man with the plan, the player that plays to win. His name is Cameron DeJuan. He's an actor and a stand-up comedian. He's out there in the West Coast. He's out near the L.A., Los Angeles, California area. He relocated to make his dream come true, and he's doing just that. Now, when you were up here in Rhode Island, you and I had a small road trip coming from one state to another, Rhode Island to Massachusetts, and I got to share it with the audience. It was hilarious. There was the police on the side of the road. It was about 1 a.m. Somebody was smoking ganja. I'm not going to say who. And I said, Cameron, I said, the police. You said, where? And you stopped on the brakes, and you hit the brakes so hard, brother, that you could smell the rubber from the tire right in front of the popo, and we are lucky we didn't get pulled over. We didn't, but we had so many laughs, and it was just such a fun time, and that is what's behind the scenes and the memories that we'll never forget as stand-up comedians. We're so blessed, brother, to have those fun times. We live so far from each other. I'm the East Coast, you're the West Coast, but the 2 times that we've shared the stage and then that road trip, that was hilarious. You got any memories of that road trip?
Oh yeah, I was waiting on you to stop so I could tell it. So, so I was originally going to go back to the hotel. And you were like, "Hey man, can you give me a ride?" I'm like, "What happened to your ride?" "Oh yeah, he burnt out." And I'm like, "Damn!" I said, "Joe, I'm high." And I'm like, "So, I was like, how far do you live?" And you're like, "Well, I'm only like up the street." And when somebody say up the street, they don't live up the street. So I put his address on my phone. It was like 30-something minutes. I'm like, all right. So I'm a little crossfaded, and we driving, and he in my ear talking. And I'm like, "Hey man, hey Joe, hey, can you like shut up real quick? I'm trying to focus or whatever." Then the cop right there, and I slammed on the brakes and stuff. I'm thankful we didn't get arrested and stuff like that, especially in a whole other state for me.
I know, man. We could have gone to gym, and that was about 1 a.m. because we closed the place because you had so many female fans. The female fans just wanted to be next to you. And you got a message here from Morgan Massey 9981. Cam is amazing. He's one of the best. So they're shouting out. And D Stand Up says, Cameron, do you mind if I connect with you on social media? I don't think you mind, do you?
Not at all.
Not
Not
at
at
all.
all.
Not at all. So you got so that was a great memory. We did make it back safely with the good Lord's blessing. I was traveling 1:30 in the morning. We had left. Cameron was meeting some of the fans. He can't meet all the fans. You know, all the females love the man. I mean, he's like the reassurance of Elvis Presley right here. I mean, let me tell you something, brother. And I'm not trying to be biased, even though he's a good friend. Cameron, you are like you've done so much, and we talked about your first gig. You got a big show coming up. Do you want to talk about that? And you're traveling to Forest Park, Georgia.
hmm Yeah, so I performed with a group called Guys Night, and I was fortunate to be on multiple shows with them. And it was like around like last fall, they told me that there was gonna be a tour going on, and they told me to pick 3 cities that I know I can like sell tickets. And I know I got a lot of family in Georgia on my dad's side. I got a lot of family in Texas where I came from, and I got some folks in Colorado as well. And I haven't heard from them in like almost a year, and then they hit me up like maybe a month or so ago, and they were saying that there's a show in Georgia, and they said, "Can you get 20 tickets?" I said, I might get 30, 40. And so they were like, "All right."
Wow.
So I got my flyer and everything. So
Wow. So that's Wednesday, May 13th. The
Next
Guys Z Night Out. It's a Guys Z night. The featured comedian is Cameron DeJuan. If you're in that area, Forest Park, Georgia, Cameron DeJuan is coming to town. He's going to do what he does best at stand-up comedian. He's the featured comedian that night, and it's 4730 Front Ridge Road over there. $25, 2-item minimum. Don't miss that show. It's an Uptown Comedy. It's Uptown Comedy Corner, it looks like. That's the club out there. And Cameron DeJuan is booked. He's traveling out there at that show. And again, that's Wednesday, May 13th. Like I said before, we knew about it, the hype. These type of shows, when they come up, sometimes you might not believe the hype, but this show here, you better believe the hype. Business just picked up. It's Cameron DeJuan on Wrestling with Comedy live right here. Brother, we got a part of the program we call Dealing the Names. I'm going to throw 5 names at you, bro. I'd like you to give me a one. I know we got to give you. Okay. It's you can't call a lifeline on this, brother. Okay.
Damn. Okay.
I love you, man. I know you're gonna do great. These are 5 names, random names. If you've watched the show before, and I'm sure you have, the names can be from wherever, from any era. Okay, here we go. Number 1 on Dealing the Names is the great Eddie Murphy.
Icon.
Yep.
Iconic. Yes.
Iconic. That's great. And again, if you want a statement, you can throw a statement or the actual one word. That's all up to you, brother. The next
I would say. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, brother. You go back on Eddie Murphy. Go ahead.
I would say with him, he really opened the door for just saying what you feel and just pushing the envelope. And yeah, and so that's kind of where I draw some of my my energy from as well. So.
Beautiful.
So, yeah.
Number 2 on Dealing the Names on Wrestling with Comedy Podcast Live. Cameron DeJuan's here from Los Angeles, California. The second name is Jack Lombardo.
The truth. He's the truth. Yeah. Yeah. When he shows up, first of all, it's his aura. Like when he walks into the room, it's like he just radiates, and he could say bubblegum and it'd kill the whole room. So. Yeah, shout out to Jack.
Right on. Shout out to Jack. This is Dealing the Names. Cameron DeJuan's here tonight live on Wrestle with Comedy, episode 23, part 1 of 2. Dealing the Names. We got number 3 out of 5 names on Dealing the Names is DJ Robbie Fresh.
He doesn't get enough credit. That dude, he be spinning them turntables. I'm not saying this because he's my best friend or anything like that, but yeah. That's my dog. So yeah.
Yeah, he loves you too, man.
Much respect. It's in the name, Robbie Fresh. He's fresh.
He's fresh. They didn't name him Fresh for nothing. I heard Robbie Fresh is so bad when he was born, he slapped the doctor and took a cab home.
Oh my God.
Number 4 on Dealing the Names is the great, and you've worked with him. You've shared the stage with him, Cameron. Tom Arnold.
Professional. He gets in there, he greets everybody, he acknowledges everybody, and then he's like, "Hey, everybody, let's get out there, let's kill it." And just hearing his stories, and he's about business. And I asked him some questions about like the acting business and everything like that. I've seen him in some movies, and one of them being Soul Plane when his character was Evan Hunky, and when he was talking to Terry Crews, like I wouldn't write no shit like that down. And so that always stuck with me. And I just asked him what was it like working on the set with Kevin Hart. and Terry Crews and everything like that. And he was saying it didn't feel like a job. It was just like, you know, it was just like he was where he was supposed to be. You know, he was in his element, and so I just took that with me when in everything I do. So I feel like I'm in my element. So.
That's awesome. It's Dealing the Names with Cameron DeJuan, stand-up comedian and actor. He's worked alongside with Tom Arnold. He's gaining speed fast. He's on the fast track. Don't be a fool and don't be confused. This man is on the fast track. He's also an actor, and he's getting spots here and there in the acting field. He has an agent, Maria Cerisi, and he's been an actor since he was a child. He's been a comedian for 4 years. He's traveling the country, and he's working with some of the best. He's sharing knowledge. So listen up, folks, and take a listen and enjoy the show tonight. It's Wrestling with Comedy Live with Cameron DeJuan from L.A., California. The last name on Dealing the Names, number 5, is the late Jim Biggie Smalls.
Jim. He was in a class of his own. He was a class act. Like as you like when we performed with him and everything like that, everybody in the crowd and the audience like was just like drew to him. He like just like he just got this aura. And my first time ever meeting him, I just knew I'm like this dude about to come. Like I got to step my game up. And watching him perform, I'm like, all right. So I couldn't sit still. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but I was sitting down when I was watching him. But when he would perform, I had to get up and I had to walk around and get in my mind where I'm like, I got to show up and show out. So, but yeah, I would say he's like a class act, and he was just like he was like a people's person. And so, yeah.
Absolutely, and that was great. Rest in peace, Jim Biggie Smalls. We miss you. It's been 1 year since he's passed away. Jim Biggie Smalls was a good friend, and he was a comedian that myself and Cameron both got a chance to share the stage with. He went way too soon. Rest in peace, Jim Biggie Smalls. Cameron DeJuan, your future's so bright. I said it before. We'll need some sunglasses around you. Where do you see yourself in the next year, brother?
In the next year, taking on bigger stages, bigger projects, getting me and my brother's project off the ground. We've been working so hard on. Um, I just got a lot that I want to get done. It's really hard to pinpoint where where it's going to take me. But I'm just along for the ride. I'm appreciating it every little bit of it day by day, and just not trying to I'm just taking day by day basically. So yeah.
So basically day by day, but you have so much on the table, so to speak, that you're working at this and you're working at that. You work closely with your brother. You're very close with your brother. I know you speak about him a lot, and you have so to speak all your ducks in a row. Like they say, you got your shit together, brother. You and I stay in contact, and it's great to be able to pick up the phone and talk to a pro like you. We're both chasing it down. I'm going to make a prediction. I think something's going to go down. I just got a vision that something may happen in the year 2026. You and I might be both on a big stage somewhere down the road, because I know that's my goal. I know that's your goal, and we're in the game, like we said, for real. It's Cameron DeJuan tonight, Wrestling with Comedy live podcast stream. He's here. This is part 1 of 2. He's coming back in June, folks. Don't be sad. Don't worry about it. And people, they love you out here. We got some more comments here, Cameron, before we say goodnight. We got 3 minutes on the clock here. D Stand-Up says thank you. You got Morgan Massey says you're one of her best friends. If that is a woman, I'm not sure. If it's
it's a guy. It's a guy.
Oh, I'm sorry. There you go. I had a 50-50 chance. I'm sure if I seen your brother, I wouldn't have thought you were a woman unless you're that pretty. But hey, I love you all, and Cameron loves you all. Before we say goodnight, we want to continue the show. We don't want to go anywhere, but that's why you just keep on tuning in. Wrestle with Comedy. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss an episode. We're loaded. It's every Tuesday, every Thursday night. Cameron DeJuan is coming back in June for part 2. This is episode 23. Cameron, I'm going to shoot a statement at you, and I want you to finish it, brother, okay?
Okay.
In the year 2026, along with my brother, I am so blessed and would love to see us...
Love to see us get our TV show off the ground that we're making together. So
that's all right. Great way to end the statement. We have that segment every show of every episode of Wrestling with Comedy to get your television show off the ground and get it going. And you're working at that 24/7. Cameron DeJuan, he's an actor. He's a stand-up comedian. He's one of the most modest people in real life you ever want to meet. Always takes time with the fans and anybody after the show, especially if you're a good-looking female. He'll say hello to you, and he'll talk to everybody. That's just a little joke. Cameron, real quick, with about a minute 30 left, any social media you want to plug in if you want to talk about your next show coming up?
Yeah, so my Instagram handle is Cameron, Cameron, DeJuan, DeJuan, and just hit the follow button. I'll follow you guys back. If you guys want to talk, just hit me in the DMs. I'll respond. And any questions or whatever, I got you. And our YouTube channel, where me and my brother made comedy skits. It's DOP3RYENT, and that's where you find our skits and my brother's music. He's a rapper, and so you find all of our projects that we worked on and that we're working on in the future and stuff. So.
Brother, what can I say? There's not enough respect in the world that I can have for you, man. As soon as I got on the phone with you that one time, early 2025, just the first conversation, I knew you were true. Brother, I wish you the only the best, and you know that, my man. God bless you. You keep on going. Be blessed, Cameron. Never change. That was Cameron DeJuan. He'll be back for part 2. Until next time, folks, keep it real at all costs. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.